Hi everybody, it's Jess. Today I'm going to show you how I make the gifs for my Tumblr Harry Potter cosplay blog. Yes, it is as nerdy as it sounds, just in case you weren't already familiar with it. First thing to point out is that my GIF making process is a lot more complicated than most people on Tumblr. Most people just record the videos and upload it straight into ImageFlip, or they'll use GIFPal, which records them for you. I don't do that because I don't like the quality that my webcam shows, and I have the editing software, so I might as well use it. So I do a couple of things to every GIF, but I do some extra special things for some of them. So I'm going to show you how to do some of those. I can show you how to turn something black and white, which is always very cool. I can show you how to go see-through or even disappear. I can also show you how to do weird things with color. You can make it really bright or really dark. You can inverse your colors, which is always crazy. And there's some other crazy cool things that we can do. So I'm going to show you some of those, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. Here we are. This is my editing software. This is Movie Studio 13. It's from the same people who make Sony Vegas. It's basically a stripped down version of Sony Vegas, which is what I originally learned on. But I learned on a pirated version, and I didn't want to put a pirated version on my work computer, so I found this. I think it's about $30 to $40 for the full version, and it's pretty cool. It comes with a 30-day free trial if you want to test it out. I definitely recommend it. I've really enjoyed using this program, and it's really simple. Got your preview screen here. You have your working folders. So this is, you've got your project media, it's transitions from one clip to another, effects that you can add to your videos, and then generators if you want to add text or like a blank color or something. You can use that here. I don't use this for my GIFs ever. I just use ImageFlip to add text, but it's there if you want it. It's pretty cool. Below here you've got your editing timeline. So this is where you're going to put all of your clips. This is what we're going to use. So you can notice here I've got actually 4 video tracks. All of these are video. I have 2 here that don't have any effects on them that I use for making ghost effects for my friends and other effects for them since they don't usually need the color correction. And then these 2 are the ones that I use because they have some color correction. So one of them tilts it purple so you can see the purple in my hair, and then the other one is just kind of basic color correction, contrast correction that I do for my GIFs. Below that you've got options for editing audio, which is pretty cool. But first thing I'm going to do is add my video clips. So you come up here, you're in your project media tab, you hit add media, and you're just going to grab whatever videos you want, and I want these 2. And I'll show you why in a second. So here they are. Now you can drag them down into your editing software. This is what it looks like before I add color, and you can see that it's kind of blah. And then we've got with color. So that's actually a little darker than I would want today. I didn't have quite as much brightness. Probably going to use this one because it's got the purple corrector, which is what I want right now. Move it up here so I can use it. Ta-da! Okay. Now real quick, I'm going to go through, I'm just going to cut out the parts of this that I don't want and mark a couple places. So first off, you can split this any way you like by pressing S when you're on the clip, and it will separate the clips out for you so that you can do stuff with them. You can also use M to mark, so I can mark where I'm going to put certain effects. I'm just going to use this to make it a little easier for me to show this to you. So I'm going to do this real quick. As soon as I'm done, I will be back. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the one that you really want, which is the ghost. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I believe that's going to be indicated here. We're going to go see-through and then invisible. So this is just a clip of my bedroom, just blank clip. We're actually going to move this underneath. So you want whatever is the see-through thing to be on top because you're going to adjust its transparency. And that's going to be cool. So I want to become invisible, so I'm actually going to end up doing something cool. But at the moment, this is really easy. There's a little tab at the top of the track. It says opacity is 100%. Opacity, I don't know. Anyway, it's at 100%. We're going to just click. That's a left click, not a right click, and then drag. And as you drag, ta-da, ghost effects. What? So that's how you do it. That is the basic gist of a ghost GIF. It's just adjusting the transparency to a place that you like. We're going to go that way. And this one is going to actually disappear. So now, in order to do this, let's see, we're going to overlap them. Now, if I wanted to change from one transition to another, so in this instance I wanted to go from this effect into the ghost effect, I'm just going to overlap them, like so. And when you do that, it will slowly transition between the two. I'm going to need to spread that a little bit. See through. And then we're going to go invisible. Now I can drag it up here just so I can adjust its length a little bit. And we're going to disappear. How cool is that? And you can see right now I'm just using the arrow keys to slide along the effect, see how it looks. And you just kind of start to disappear. What? You got this lovely line so you can adjust your see-throughness. And then you use overlapping of the two clips to create a fade effect. And it's really simple. It's literally the simplest GIF that any of my friends ask me to do. And that's how it works. Ta-da! Really easy things we can do here. A lot of my ghost GIFs tend to be black and white, just because the ghosts in Harry Potter are black and white, so you can actually add a black and white effect, like so. So this is just, we're in the effects tab. It's got a bunch of different things you can do. Black and white's an easy one. You just drag whatever effect you want onto the clip. You also have the ability to drag it to the entire video. I don't recommend doing that. Or you can just drag it to the video track like I've done here. So this track has video editing already on it. So you can see I always adjust my brightness and contrast, and my color correctors on here slightly adjusted to purple for this particular set. But we've got black and white, and again I'm just going to overlay these so that it transitions into it. Then you've got some other basic effects that I use a lot, which one is the brightness. So right here I'm just going to make this one really bright. What? And we're gonna like that. Just for fun. This one we're going to make really dark. So I'm going to go the other way with it. Whoa. Make it really dark. Just for fun. Look who decided to say hello. They're paying. Okay. So invert is this option here, which is one of the ones that I mentioned. It just basically flips the color scale, and it's a really easy one that just does this crazy thing. It's kind of the basics of it here. Now, if you're interested in video editing at all, I definitely recommend this program to play around with. You can do a lot of cool things. You can add gleam, which is really fun. This is another way that I do crazy ghosty effects. So say I'm in a ghost, I can add some other effects to it. So this one will give you this kind of shimmer effect. So usually I'll use this for like part of the GIF, and I'll fade into it just to give it some depth. But you can see that it changes the image quite a bit with that glow. So you can do that. If you're interested, I would just come in and just play around with some things. So you can add noise, which can look weird. You know, it's basically like static, which would be kind of cool for, I don't know, whatever you want to use it for, to be honest. One of the things that I do a lot is actually using cookie cutter as well. So if I want an effect to show up just on one part of it rather than the whole thing, I can do that. So I'm going to show you using a clip that I did for TT recently, which was TT wanted me to add Fred and George into the same screen recently, so I'm going to show you how I did that. Now, for that, I need to put my screens elsewhere, so I'm going to fix that in a second, but this is why I have these two. So I put the two that I want together, and you can see that the background doesn't quite line up, so I'm going to fix that. You can adjust your screen here, and I'm just going to make him a ghost. So I wanted him to be ghosty, but part of the problem is that I don't want it to be ghosty the entire way. So what I can do is use Cookie Cutter to make that effect only on part of it. So I tend to use the oval, just kind of pick a shade that works for you. If you feather, it gets rid of the harsh line, like so. And then it's just a matter of centering it where you want it. Just going to be right here. So. Ooh, too much noise. And you get a super devastating ghost. And you can adjust where you want it. I want to give him a smirk. Ta-da! And it's just the basics of how I edit my GIFs. I use just the basic capture software with my webcam. This is Movie Maker. Use that to capture video. And then when I render it, I would copy the whole thing like so. So you would just click and drag and select the part that you want to render or turn into a video clip. You hit make movie, and then I save it as an MP4 as whatever I want to save it as. So generally I would do that for like a little portion and then make GIFs that way. For example, recently I had drunk Hermione. So we're going to take Hermione, pop her down into the thing here. Oops, that's not right. Get her on the right track. So again, you can see why I do that. This is what it looks like with no video effects versus when I add the basic color correction. And I usually just take whatever portion I want to turn into a GIF. That. And then I move it out of the way, shorten it where I want it. Record. And I'm going to save it typically as the date because I have too many of these. And it's going to render. Looks like that. Super exciting stuff. Hit finish. And then I come into image flip. Hopefully this is still recording. Yep, good. Come into image flip. Grab the video file that I just created. Like so. Hi, cat. Hello. And then I'm just going to move it where I want it. This one is going to have some text, so we're going to do that. To Slither Door. Yay. And I want to keep the all caps, but it defaults to that so you can turn it off. Yes, hello. What are you doing? You can preview. You can take the words so that they only match up with where I'm saying it. And then I always render in 360, gives you the slightly larger GIFs. And then what you do is you hit generate. And what you'll notice here is that this is going to be too big. You can tell right here, this is how big your file size is. Anything over 2 is going to be too big for Tumblr. So when you do that, I just come in, you can see how many frames per second you're using, and you can reduce it just to adjust your image size. So if I drop it down, hit generate, and ta-da, 1.5, much better. And then all I have to do is download. And I have a usable clip of Drunk Hermione, which is entertaining. So that was a thing that I just did to show you how to do a thing. I know it's probably a lot more difficult than it looks. I apologize for that. I've been editing with this software for a very long time, or very similar software. You just kind of have to play with it and figure out what you like to use. But that's the basics. I recommend giving the 30-day trial a chance, see if you like it. It's really inexpensive video editing software compared to what a lot of things are out there. I know Sony Vegas is in the hundreds of dollars range. I think it was somewhere around $500 to $600 last time I checked. So this is much more affordable, and it does pretty much everything you could need it to do. I might show some of the other effects later, but those are the basic ones. Mostly I know you wanted to see the ghost effects, so it's really easy. I feel kind of, torn about sharing this information with you because I enjoy being the only one who knows how to do really cool shit. But I'm also a giving person, so I give to you. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.